Yesterday's video title was Can Quant reclaim $100? Now, the reason why we said that is because we know that this area between 94 to $100 is a key area of resistance. Now, the only way we know it is a resistance is by going into the past and seeing that we can see over here was some support. It was support for almost a year. We can see that all over here. This purple box over here was first held in November 2022, and we're almost at November 2023. So almost a year of this support, and we eventually lost it in the last weeks, in the last month. And so it was basically filling in this wick, which is what we were suggesting when this wick was created. And as we got down there, we did actually continue past that point. And in yesterday's update, which I'll link in the top right corner or at the end of this video, we were speaking of how this area of support was then reclaimed in that same day and confirmed. And so essentially giving us a chance to pump back higher, back to where this candle was created. So in between that 94 to $100 area is where it wants to now head to. This is where its range high is, or yeah, its resistance. However, as we were in the last days and few weeks trapped within this range over here on its way down to that key level of support, we started to create loads of key levels, and we were calling for these targets down at 86 and 87 as long as it maintained below $92.40, and that still remains the case. We can see that we have pumped. That pump has come up to the 1 fib level, which again, you need to lose this point to head to these targets. So we know, okay, all the targets have now been met. Let's return to that level that allowed all these targets to be met, which is this yellow line at $90.75. But you can see over here, we did lose it, but failed to actually close below. And where did we get trapped? Right under $92.40. So that's why this point is a very key area of interest. So between $90.75 and $92.40. This $2 area is of key significance. While this is holding as resistance, we're looking for a range bound market between these 2 points, between 86 and $92. If we somehow manage to push through this, then understand that $94 to $100 region still maintains as resistance. So even if it does get this significant bounce, where I think if this bounces because Bitcoin does, but I think if Bitcoin bounces, it's all eventually just going to be a bull trap and a scam pump, and we eventually will go down lower. That's why we could see if Bitcoin does continue, then Quant will push through this area and get up into this level, which we've seen now for almost the last year has been held up as support. So because we've lost it here, the most likely is that it's resistance. We can sweep it like butter, hold its support, and we're off out of here. But I think there's a higher chance that Bitcoin does correct more towards 20,000. So we're just waiting for that 24, 25K level of support to be lost. That's what's been holding us up. And while it's still being held, just like this over here, right now we created this wick. That's the level of support, our low support. We've been dumping down to there. And just because we're bouncing right now doesn't mean that this is all done and dusted and we're only going on this bullish path. It's just like short term up. So that's why with Bitcoin, it held that 25K support, 24.7K support, and it's bouncing just like Quant is bouncing over here. But just it doesn't necessarily mean we're out of the woods and we're going up to $400 per Quant token. No, it's not the case. It's just giving us this immediate short-term rally. Why? Because this is a key level support, otherwise in the textbook known as the bottom of the market. And we've seen signs that this is the truth because we're getting wick rejections, failure to close below this. So it's considered a bottom, and you get this immediate short-term pump. And we found this shorter term level of resistance, but we could be coming as high as this area. And what I mentioned in yesterday's update were these moving averages here, this orange and blue one, and we can see they're sitting very nicely with these body candle closes. So it's pretty much saying over here that if we do break above 90.75 to 92.40, that's where we would come up to, and then yeah, look for dumps from that location. As it has been support for almost a year, it should be resistance. So that's pretty much it from me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you want me to teach you, take action on education, you can take action on the course. Join the chat for the weekly group calls as well as long-term investments. or taken action on that one-to-one mentorship plan. That would include 5 to 10 hours of one-to-one help, those group weekly calls, as you'll get 3 months, free in my Discord community, where you'll find my investments, as well as my 6 hour long video course, a pre-recorded course, which you'll get to fall back on once these mentorship live sessions are complete. Cheers, guys. All those links can be found in the description of the video.